What's up YouTube? My name's Quickie, welcome back to the channel. Just getting set up to do some radius cutting. Turntable's all set up. Got me peg in here and I've just located the middle with a piece of tool still, so we're on there. We'll set some 0, 0 as well. It can come out. There we go. Now I'll just switch all this over, stick a cutter in there, and we're going to start rounding some of this off. What I want to do is to get a radius on that bit there, and also around here, you know, where the fork legs go through. So should be alright. This bit I'm doing by eye. I'm not setting up degree markers and all that sort of stuff, so hopefully I don't cock it up, but if I sneak up on it, I reckon we're going to be in. I reckon we'd be alright. Right, we are sneaking up on it. It's actually getting there, and it's getting there quite well. I just want to see roughly how deep that wall is. 6.5, something like that. I should have done this differently. What I should have done was to centre this hole up and have this coming out flat, and swept it to indicate it with the rotary table set on 0. That way, when I'm, you know, rotating it this way, I would have had a degree mark that I could take it to, because now I need to know that that is perpendicular to the bed, and it's a little bit awkward. It looks to be about there. It does look to be there. Right. What I could do, where's my feeler gauges? Oh, bloody hell. What I could do is shove a feeler gauge in between the piece of work and the end mill, and just to try and, you know, get a definite 0 point. I think I'm just going to go to 40 degrees. Where's my feeler gauges? Oh, where are they gone? Right, I just wanted to show you how I located this and got it all, you know, in the middle and all that sort of stuff. So first thing is, come on, out you come. There we go. So I've got my bung in here, which it is a little bit of a snug fit, it has to be said, because I'll have to press it out. There we go. So I've got my bung, he fits in the middle of the rotary table, and I've got a 10mm hole down the end of it. So I also machined out a 22.05 hole through the middle of my dowel ring, so he goes in like that. It is a snug fit, as you can hear probably. So that would all go into the centre of the rotary table first, like that. Then you put the yokes on, clamp it all down, blah de blah de blah. So now I know that that fork hole is directly over the centre of the rotary table. Then if we pull him out again and press this pin out, come on, there we go, and shove him in there. There we go. It should just be a case of shoving that pin through that hole. It's all held in a collet and everything else. All more messages. And I haven't moved my Y at all. I've only been moving my X. I could have set a 0 on it, but I wanted to show you how I did it. So essentially, just move that over until the pin goes in the hole like that. So that's how I centralised everything and got everything lined up. Is it the most accurate way? No, it ain't. But it's good enough for what we're doing, and it's quick. Right, I'm just having another little measure up. Wall thickness is coming up within 0.2. And if I go from this line where the radius starts to that corner, up there, cock on, get in. Right. That's that bit done. It's a good little milling bit that actually. Right, quite happy with the way it's gone. The only thing I don't like is that there I've got a lovely tangent thing going on here, but where it joins the front there is a definite sort of step to it, if that makes sense. Stupidly I decided part way through this to leave that half mil out, but it does throw it off quite a bit. It's not really going to matter, but I'm now officially not following the drawing anymore. Yeah, it looks alright, it does, but it's not exactly as the drawing was. I should have just left it and, you know, sorted out that half mil. But never mind. It'll still look grand. Right then, so that's the first bit done. I need a brew. Right, okay. So we've got the radius put into it, which is all sweet. It is starting to look quite good now. I did cock up this back bit. I've got a guff in the back of it, look. However, the good news is, if I shove my peg in the hole, there we go, and him on top, I have got enough that I can dress it down, which I'm just going to do by hand. I'm not going to bother setting it up in the jig and stuff again. I am a bit cheesed off with that though. Everything was going so well. But anyway, so what's next? Done that bit. Did that bit ages ago. So now, okay, so now we could go one of two ways. If you look at the drawing, ooh, where's my tube? There's this scoopy out bit across the front there. That is for the speedo to sit in. So this tube is basically going to be set into this at like a 20-degree angle. The idea being that I do it on centre and it's just going to marry up with these inside corners. So you still get to see this on the outside and it, you know, just give it a bit of shape, make it a bit interesting. So I could hog that out, which will be fun. Not entirely sure I'm going to do. I think I'll do it with a boring head. Well, the other thing is I could put the slots in it for the clamps. So essentially, where if you look on, where are you? Okay. So you see where the milling stops there. There's a line where it meets the front face. That's a reference point. So basically, by drawing a line from there to the bottom of this radius that I've put in where those two surfaces meet, I'm just going to cut it along there because it is pretty much on the centre line, pretty much, and then the clamping screw will go through there and it's going to screw into this back bit. I'll have about 30mm of thread in it, which will be fine, That's easy as good as this. I've got some slitting saws, and that slot there is 2.5mm, which is what that one is. The only thing I don't have is an arbor. I'm going to have to make an arbor to hold this. How big's the hole in the middle? About an inch. What's that? 30. 2.5mm overhang. Ain't going to do, so I'll have to go with the 40mm. Yeah, 40mm. Okay, so that's what I'm making my slitting saw arbor out of then. Which do I do first? Well, slotting it and then drilling it, I really want to do all at the same time. And I mean, that can happen last. So I think we'll bin that off. We'll drag this thing out again, and we're going to scoop out the front of this to accept that tube. Like that. Ish. Right then, let's get you set up. I'm having troubles. The hole that I need to bore in here at 20 degrees basically needs to be 87mm in diameter, because that's the diameter of that tube over there that the instrumentation is going to sit in. However, even with the biggest tool I've got shoved in here, with this wound all the way over, I'm still 4mm short, so I can't use the boring head to do it, and I'm chewing around ideas which is either going to be absolute genius or absolute tool abuse and should never be tried or anything else. I made this fly cutter a little while ago and I'm thinking, well, that would easily do it, and it's adjustable and everything else. And I've also got a left-handed turning tool, so I'm thinking all the angles will be cut into this. There's a carbide tip and everything, so I could set that in there, set it to the right diameter, which I can mark out on here, that's easy enough, and just see where the tool touches down. And instead of going along with my fly cutter, I go down like a boring head. The only thing I'm not sure of is on here there is an angle like that, whereas that's sort of built into the carbide tip, whereas the shank itself I think is actually square. Let me have a look. Right, so that's 90. That one ain't 90. Ah. Right, would I do it that way again? No. No, I wouldn't. That's probably the most dumb thing I think I've ever done. If you look at, where is he? If you look at a boring head, the tool is captive, so it's held all around, and the clamping screw just locks it in place. Whereas with a fly cutter, it's open at the bottom. So, you know, all the time I've been doing this, and it's took me a good 2 hours just to do that. All the time I've been worried about, the tool heating up, and that is tool steel, that is mild steel. They're going to heat up at different rates. Is it going to come loose? Is the tool going to come flying out or anything else? So literally do a pass, and then I was stopping it and checking that everything was snug and tight, and that the tip was okay, and we weren't rubbing anywhere, and I did that every single run. It took ages. It was real light cuts. It was all hand fed. I didn't like it. Thing is, you can, in that boring head, you can, where is he? You can mount the tool horizontally. The only trouble is that the tips on these tools, let me show you. Where are you? I'll see if I can do the zoomy thing. The tip on the tool is such that when you put it in the tool, it is supposed to rotate sort of clockwise if you're looking down on top of the machine. And if you were to shove it in there, suddenly it's all, it's in the wrong place. I'd have to, in order to use these tools, I'd have to bore it out from bottom to top. And I didn't like the idea of doing that, purely because everything would be under tension instead of compression. The proper way of doing it would be to get a tool to do the job. I haven't got a tool to do the job, so I did it this way. However, it has turned up okay. The finish is all right too. So with a little bit of luck, he is going to fit in there. Like that. That'll do. That'll do the do. Right, let's, I'll have him out, give him a little bit of a clean up because he's all burry lit, and I'll show you what I've been doing today. Right then, okay. Is it as good as it could have been? Well, I think with the tooling that I've got, probably yes. Oh, improvise, adapt and overcome. Thing is, I'm still learning all this stuff. For God's sakes, don't copy me. Proper way to do it would be to get the proper tool to do the job properly. There's a lot of propers in there and I didn't do any of them. But I think it is going to work. So, where are you? That's what we're up to now. Can you see that? So with my bit of tube, where's he gone? The bit of tube is gonna, can you see this? Yeah. So the bit of tube is gonna sit in like that, and it's a nice fit all the way around. I got that properly good. And on the back as well. So that's all sweet. And that is how I'm going to be mounting the, essentially that's going to go like that, and then there's going to be a plate that comes off here and screws in underneath, and that's how I'm going to be mounting the instrumentation to it. So probably the next thing, I can't be bothered to make a slitting arbor, I want to make the instrument cluster. And this is what I've got to do the job. I've got some metal sheet over there as well, but essentially that ball is going to get cut in half and go in there. I need to make a disc that's going to go in here with a hole in it to accept that, and that just gives me room for the cabling and to do the fixings up. This is going to come off and he's going to fit in like that, and then the whole thing is going to get bolted to that, something like that. And it'll be quite low. I reckon that's going to look all right. Something like that, just with a half ball on the back of it. We're going to obviously have to have a slot in this so I can get to these mounting screws, and also we need somewhere for the cabling to come out, but that is how I'm going to be doing it. So that's the next job on the list, I reckon. And then I'll do the slitting saw later on. So today is Bank Holiday Monday. It is now 6 o'clock and I've been in here since 9. So I think today I've definitely got a little bit quicker. I've put a guff in it, but I can dress that out because I've got room to do it. But I'm actually quite pleased with the way that this is turning out. It's starting to look now like it did in my head when I was, planning it all out. Certainly starting to look a lot like the CAD drawing. So that's all sweet. I hate burrs. So anyway, I will get some pictures and shove them up just so you can see. But I'm quite chuffed with that so far. So anyway, today's Monday. I'm going to be working Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I'm off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'll be coming back in and we'll be having a crack at this. Next on the list is the instrument cluster, and if I can get all that to fit up and everything else, then I can decide what I'm going to do with my warning lights, and I can also get it slit. I need to put a little relief in there for the washer to go in, and just stuff like that basically. And then I've got to hoggle the bottom of this out, and then somehow I've got to round all the corners off as well. So there is still a lot to do. But anyway, that's where I'm leaving it for this one. Thank you ever so much for watching. Do hope you're well and staying safe, and we will see you on the next one. Laters!